Welcome back everyone to the Audacious Money Witch channel, where we talk about investing and trading and a lot of fun things. Get in early. The largest opportunity Trulieve stock has ever had is happening. This is huge. Holy smokers, this ain't no dang jokers. The Supreme Court of Florida just approved a ballot initiative to legalize the use of recreational cannabis. Under Florida law, what does this mean? Is Trulieve stock about to take off again? How high can Trulieve stock go for the rest of the year? Is the DEA about to reschedule cannabis soon also? Maybe before 420. Well, all jokes aside, was there ever any doubt? Congrats to Trulieve and all the Florida players, including the Planet 13. Coming from Miami, the Supreme Court ruled Monday afternoon that recreational Mary Jane will be on the November ballot. The proposal, known as Amendment 3, would legalize the non-medical personal use of cannabis products and Mary Jane accessories by an adult 21 or older if approved by 60% or more of statewide voters. 5 justices ruled favorably on the measure while 2 opposed it. The amendment was the subject of a multi-million-dollar campaign spearheaded by Smart and Safe Florida, a group that's collected more than $40 million in recent years for the purpose. To get a measure on the Florida ballot, supporters must first get 891,523 signatures from residents. The Supreme Court then must decide whether the amendment language sticks to a single subject and isn't misleading, which can be a difficult threshold to overcome. But for the majority of justices, it met the bar. In light of those limited considerations, we approve the proposed amendment for placement on the ballot. Justice Judge Jamie Grosshans, appointed by Governor Ron DeSantis, in the majority opinion. Florida Attorney General Ashley Moody had argued against the ballot measure. She said it didn't overcome the threshold, accusing it of being misleading. She also said it gave an unfair advantage to Trulieve, Florida's largest medical cannabis operator, which has contributed the vast majority of the funds for Smart and Safe Florida's campaign. In a statement Monday afternoon, Trulieve CEO Kim Rivers applauded the decision, saying in an email, "We look forward to supporting this campaign as it heads to the ballot this fall." Medical Mary Jane came to Florida following 2016 ballot measure that more than 71% of voters approved. Past polling has shown a wide swath of Floridians supporting the 2024 measure. DeSantis had predicted the Supreme Court would okay the recreational use of Mary Jane measure, but recently said he worried about the smell of Mary Jane. I've gone to some of these cities that have had this everywhere, and it smells. There's all these things, DeSantis said. I don't want to be able to walk in front of shops and have this. I don't want every hotel to really smell. In my opinion, I don't think it smells that bad. Cigarettes smell much worse. Today is the day we have been waiting for. The Smart and Safe Florida Adult Use Initiative will be on the ballot in 2024 general election. Trulieve has been a proud supporter in Florida to bring adult use cannabis to all 21 plus Floridians. Voters will decide whether to allow companies that grow and sell medical Mary Jane to sell it to adults over 21 years old for any reason. The ballot measure also would make possession of cannabis for personal use legal. Republican Attorney General Ashley Moody, she argued that the court previously erred when it approved the language for the Medical Mary Jane ballot initiative voters passed in 2016. This too could be an issue that motivates more Democrats to vote. The measures need 60% approval from voters to pass. Trulieve, a leading and top performer cannabis company in the U.S., applauds the Florida Supreme Court for ruling affirmatively on the Smart and Safe Florida initiative and placing it on the 2024 general election ballot. The initiative, if passed, will allow adults over the age of 21 to purchase cannabis products for personal consumption, issued this statement. We are thankful that the court has correctively ruled the ballot initiative and summary language meets the standards for single subject and clarity. We look forward to supporting this campaign as it heads to the ballot this fall, said Trulieve CEO Kim Rivers. Trulieve was the primary financial supporter of the initiative during the signature gathering effort and subsequent court challenge, and is a proud supporter, alongside a strong coalition of other companies, of the next important phase to educate Floridians on the amendment and secure a yes vote on the Amendment 3 this November. What's the financial impact Medical Mary Jane currently has on the Sunshine State, and what voters think about the possibility of a law opening up the door to adult use? When Stephen Vancore looks at Mary Jane, he sees medicine. His former partner had cancer, and he says medicinal cannabis made her last days more bearable. When she was in extreme pain and having extreme spasms from tumors throughout her midsection, the cannabis allowed her to calm down, to get a little bit of numbness in there, to get the relief she was prescribed to take effect, he said. Vancore is a spokesperson for Trulieve. I think, like anything, it could be helpful used in the right way, and it can also be harmful used in the wrong way. There has to be some regulation, but I don't think it should be illegal, said the woman in Coconut Grove. Dr. J. Ellenby says he sees many different conditions when he prescribes Mary Jane to his patients. By far, the two most prevalent conditions are number 1, chronic pain, and number 2, stress and anxiety. Associated problems with sleep, depression, focus, concentration, he said. BDSA is a cannabis data company that tracks the revenue of licensed dispensaries. Just this year, Medical Mary Jane sales in Florida is over $2.8 billion. Of the recreational use law clears the Supreme Court and 60% of voters in November. The company projects recreational sales alone to be over $870 million. I think that number is way lower compared to what Trulieve estimated. Florida is the best cannabis market in the world. In 2023 report from the state, it shows the state makes no sales tax money off of Medical Mary Jane. But if recreational use becomes legal, the state stands to make over $195 million a year in state and local tax revenues. The report also makes clear that it's known how the state would allocate that money. Vancore asserts that this new market would have to be regulated. You see people lacing cannabis with Mr. White's baby blue, and people are dying from these things. When you go to an adult use market, it's going to be a regulated market. And every state that does this, every product is third-party tested for purity and safety, he said. The state crunched the numbers of what it would cost to create and maintain a structure for recreational cannabis use in the state. It found annually it would cost $11.4 million to regulate it and roughly $9 million for initial costs. If passed, Vancore says the cannabis will be safe. While the state does not collect tax on medical Mary Jane, it does collect licensing fees. The original $60,000 fee for a 2-year license is expected to go up to $1.3 million apiece. So the new cannabis startups will have a much tougher time competing with the well-established player like Trulieve. This just added a layer of competitive advantage for my Trulieve stock. Now the cannabis users have been celebrating in Germany after new laws legalizing personal possession came into effect. As of the 1st of April, adults are allowed to carry up to 25 grams of dried cannabis on them and cultivate up to 3 Mary Jane plants at home. So not only Canada, but also Germany is now federally fully legalized cannabis for adults. I think this momentum is pushing it toward the Schedule 3 is happening soon from DEA as well. So what will this huge breaking news do to the cannabis stocks? From today's price action, we saw both Trulieve and Planet 13 went up together. Trulieve stock has gone up more than 130% year to date. We are only just starting April. Even Planet 13 stock, the one Jeremy stock that had most of their cash being stolen, was up 7% today, and Planet stock was just up that 7% year to date due to the unfortunate situation that happened. I made a video talking about that situation. Check it out right here if you are interested. As for my Trulieve stock, we are just getting started. No one can ramp up supply in Florida for 2025, and it's not even close. Trulieve has a couple million square feet of unused cultivation that they can bring online later this year. Indoor and outdoor, the stock is going to run, and we must let it run hot, like hotter than Miami in the summer. Because as of right now, Trulieve has a forward PE of 20, which means it's still a cheap stock. It has a price to sales ratio of 2 for a company that has a gross margin of over 50%. Right now, it has free cash flow yield of over 6.3%. I mean, the 10-year bond yield is sitting at 4.3%. Trulieve is definitely undervalued at this point. Florida will be a recreational market soon, and $6 billion of market cap is coming, in my opinion, for Trulieve shortly. Yes, 3x fast. Like I said before, get in early. You don't want to miss this epic ride.
We had to launch a campaign, Smart and Safe Florida, and garner over 1 million signatures from Floridians in order to get on the ballot. And then we had to get past the Supreme Court review, which was the announcement this week, which we're super excited about, and that we did pass the test that the court laid out for inclusion on the November ballot. And the polling and adult use is very, very strong. It's polling, again, right at that or just under that 70% mark. So we feel confident that Floridians are ready and again, excited to give them the opportunity to cast their ballot this fall. We would begin sales actually in 6 months later rather. So that would be on May 5th. I say that it's going to be a heck of a Cinco de Mayo down in Florida. We've got 21 million residents, 138 million unique tourist visits per year. And Florida, and in Florida, we have 20% of the dispensaries. We have about 40% of the market share. So, we're all systems go, and I'm really, ramping up and we'll be ready to serve that new adult use customer in May. Yeah, we would anticipate that the total market in Florida will grow from $2 billion to approximately $6 billion with adult use layered on top.